You are 40 years old, or you are about to turn 40, and every single morning when you look yourself in the mirror, you feel that silent nausea rising in your throat that you can no longer ignore or push down because it has been there for years, eating you alive from the inside. You have read every book you have bought, every course you have, a perfect business plan rotting away in a folder you have not opened in months. And you know with a clarity that physically hurts exactly what steps you must take right now to double your income next quarter. But today, just like yesterday, just like every day last year, you chose the cowardly option. You chose the cheap relief of not risking anything at all. You chose to stay exactly where you are, even if it means continuing to betray yourself in the most intimate way possible. Seeing others succeed no longer inspires you. It fills you with a bitter, disgusting nausea that settles deep in your chest and refuses to leave. Because deep down, you know with every cell in your body that you should be there. You know you have exactly what they have. But you are chained to this pathetic income level by an invisible anchor you forged with your own hands year after year. You lie to yourself every morning, telling yourself it is bad timing, it is lack of discipline, the market is tough, you will do it next week. These are pure lies, pure, comforting lies you repeat, so you can keep looking yourself in the eye without vomiting in disgust. You are not stuck. You are actively choosing to remain broken. And the worst part, the part that should make you scream, is that you already know it. You have always known it. In this video, I am not going to sell you another shiny strategy to get rich. We are going to perform the complete, merciless autopsy of why you keep choosing emotional and financial poverty, even though you know perfectly well how to escape. We are going to open the black box of your own brain, and what you are going to see inside is going to hurt like nothing has ever hurt you before, because it is going to show you the ugly truth you have been running from your entire adult life. The majority of people believe their problem is a ceiling, that something external is preventing them from rising higher. But they are completely wrong. Your problem is not a ceiling, it is a floor, a biological floor. Your brain has set for what it considers survivable. If you have lived for years with $3,000 a month, with that constant grinding struggle, with that end-of-month anxiety that never leaves, your nervous system has marked that exact level of pain as safe. It is a familiar hell, and for your primitive reptilian brain, a familiar hell is statistically safer than any unfamiliar heaven, no matter how bright. That is why every single time you manage a big win, something strange always happens. You suddenly lose all focus. You get sick out of nowhere. The car breaks down. You spend every last dollar of the surplus on the most stupid distractions imaginable, and you call it bad luck. But in reality, it is your own brain violently dragging you back down to the floor it has decided is safe. You are not failing at finances. You are succeeding brutally at keeping yourself safe. And that biological floor is stronger than any strategy, stronger than your willpower, stronger than your dreams. And as long as you refuse to look it in the eye, you are going to keep sabotaging yourself without ever understanding why. The cycle will simply repeat forever. Here is the brutal logic of why you never execute anything that actually matters. Your brain will always prioritize emotional regulation over wealth creation. Always, without exception. Scaling your business, asking for that raise, launching that big project, creates such an enormous cortisol spike that it feels exactly like a threat of death. And to lower that crushing anxiety, your brain offers you an immediate trade. Check your emails, clean your desk, research one more thing, organize your files. Do anything that feels productive, but changes nothing. You complete those low-standard tasks, and for a fleeting moment, you feel productive. You feel in control. But in reality, you have just murdered your financial progress. You have traded $10,000 in future equity for 15 pathetic minutes of feeling okay right now. This is the addiction nobody ever talks about. The silent addiction to feeling fine, while your potential dies slowly right in front of your eyes. It is socially accepted, it is invisible, and it is absolutely lethal. And that same addiction is the one that's going to keep charging you every single day you keep breathing. Every morning you look in the mirror and feel that nausea rising again. Every night you go to bed knowing you wasted another day. Every time you watch someone else move forward while you stay exactly where you are, you'll remember that today, You chose to feel comfortable instead of moving. There is something that people who can no longer stand this constant self-betrayal are looking at right now. If that pressure in your chest is growing, go to the description and click the link. Because if you don't, tomorrow is going to be exactly the same. And the day after that too. In a year, you'll still be the same version of you, staring at yourself in the mirror with disgust, wondering why the hell you never did anything with everything you already know. The majority will never click. They will keep numbing their discomfort and remain exactly where they are for the rest of their lives. But if today you feel that weight in your chest is too heavy to carry, perhaps it's because you finally understood the trap of homeostasis. To reach the next level, the person you are right now has to cease to exist completely. Your brain is the world's best defense attorney for your current identity. Not because it's a good identity, but because it is familiar. If you become wealthy, you lose your excuses. You can no longer play the victim. You can no longer complain with your friends on Friday nights about the system. You lose your tribe. For many of you, your financial struggle isn't an external situation. It is your entire personality. If I took away your debt and your stagnation today, you would literally not know who you are anymore, and your brain is terrified of that void. It would rather keep you broken and familiar than whole and unknown. Breaking free isn't about hustle or working more hours. It's about tolerance. Pure, raw tolerance for the discomfort of being unsafe. You don't need another strategy. You need to expand your capacity to sit with the tension of uncertainty. You have to stop trying to think your way out and start feeling the full weight of the big move while refusing to regulate it away with cheap distractions. The gap between what you know and what you actually do is exactly the size of the pain you are unwilling to feel. That is the only metric that has ever mattered. Most of you are going to close this video right now and walk straight back into your familiar hell. You'll tell yourselves that next week will be different just to ease the burning sting of what you just heard. But for those of you who are already exhausted from being mere spectators of your own potential, stop seeing distraction as laziness and start seeing it for what it truly is, a biological retreat to safety. The exit door is right there. It has always been there. The only thing guarding it is the one thing you have spent your entire life avoiding, the unknown. If this video hit you like a hammer, hit the like button so this message can reach more people suffering in silence. If you are sick of lying to yourself and want more of this unfiltered analysis, subscribe and turn on the bell. Leave a comment with the single word, Checkmate, if you are finally tired of lying to yourself. See you in the next analysis.